Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 25th of January 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Well, story number 1. It was a big day for the economists, with inflation figures for the December quarter showing a 7.8% rise, the highest in 33 years. It was above market expectations, but not the Reserve Bank's forecast. Economists now expect that the central bank will lift interest rates when its board meets on February 6. Treasurer Jim Chalmers said that inflation was unacceptably high, but he was optimistic that prices had peaked. That was such a big story, the next couple follow on. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 didn't fare well after that inflation news, falling 0.5% immediately after the 11:30am announcement. It had been higher in earlier trading, but by the end of the day closed down 0.3% to 7,468 points. There wasn't a huge amount going on and volumes were low ahead of the holiday weekend period. Markets are closed tomorrow across the country, of course. The banks were generally higher, the iron ore miners lower, and the retailers and Telstra were stronger. Gold digger Newcrest fell back 2% after its recent strong run. Diversified miner South32 was off 1.2%, and oil and gas giant Santos dropped 1.6%. Building materials group James Hardie was among the best performers of the large caps, up nearly 3%. In corporate news, footwear and fashion retailer Accent Group said sales for the second half of last year finished up nearly 40%. Its share price jumped 10%. You can add Accent to the list of retailers, which includes Myer, JB Hi-Fi and Super Retail Group, which have reported strong sales late last year. Woodside posted record oil production of 51.6 million barrels of oil equivalent for the December quarter, up slightly from the prior quarter. Its share price fell almost 1%. Mineral Resources also released a production update, sending its share price down 2%, and AMP flagged a $68 million impairment for its 2022 results. Its share price was flat. Story number 3, in the bond market, investors reacted very quickly to the inflation news after one senior economist described it as absolutely shocking. Yields jumped on expectations of further rises in interest rates. Bond markets have now fully priced in a 9th straight rate rise at the Reserve Bank of Australia's policy meeting. Futures trading implies a 100% probability of a quarter point rise to 3.35% in February. Prior to the inflation figures, that was just 70%. Story number 4, we're still talking about the impact of the inflation figures. The Aussie dollar certainly benefited from the greater expectations of another rate rise. It surged above 71 US cents, hitting its highest level in about 5 months. If it pushes through 71.36 US cents, it will take it back to June 2022 levels. The local currency has rallied nearly 3 US cents this year. And finally, story number 5, it's earnings season in the US, and this morning it was IBM's turn. Earnings were higher than expected, with sales for cloud services the standout. In after-hours trading, its share price jumped more than 4% before falling back because it wasn't all good news. Microsoft forecasts that revenue growth in its Azure cloud computing business will decelerate this year, and corporate software sales are slowing. After many years of double-digit revenue gains fueled by Microsoft's accelerating cloud business and strong growth during the technology spending spree of the COVID-19 pandemic, Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella acknowledged that the industry is going through a period of deceleration and will need to adjust. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 25th of January, 2023. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.